So, a few days ago, I did a video about this tweet. And in that time, a couple of surprising things have happened. I don't know how it got over 6,000 likes, or 3,100 quote tweets. But here we are. Something about it really got the social media machine going, and it got a lot of attention. But the most surprising thing was one of my friends' reactions to the information, because they're not on social media. They don't keep up with Pokemon news at all, and they barely watch my videos. But we were in a Discord call and they said, "Hey, what's this notification I see about a Pokemon Master Collection?" And I told them, it's just some fake leak, you know, the normal garbage nonsense I'm always ranting about. Don't worry about it. Their reaction was, "Oh, that sucks. This sounds freaking awesome." So I had to clarify this. I said, even if it's only red, gold, and ruby version, yeah, that sounds pretty cool. For $60 on Nintendo Switch, yeah, I'd like to see a port. I want to play the old games again. And then, what happened next, I have a hard time retelling it, because I'm just blown away by what's going on. So I said, but you can get red and blue version and gold and silver version on the virtual console and 3DS. So that means you're paying $40 for ruby version. And they said, "Oh, I didn't know that." They own a 3DS. And they seem super excited to play classic Pokemon games. But they just passed on red and blue version and gold and silver version on the virtual console. But they were all over the Master Collection idea. I honestly have no idea what is going on in the Pokemon community from the reactions I've seen to the Pokemon Master Collection leak, because I thought it was going to be universally seen as a terrible idea, and without Diamond and Pearl or Black and White, it just really seems underwhelming and out of place. But apparently people love it, like even the quote tweets. I really hope this is real. What? How? Now, there are a lot of negative reaction, you know. Joe Merrick said this is fake, and honestly, thank God. Also, if you just like kind of go into the direct reactions, this just seems like an idiot right here. Oh boy, another $60 game that disappears after March 31st. There's nothing to suggest that, but it got 680 likes. Nice try, the experience, so it's fake. Dude, people are hating, but if you don't want to get it, you don't have to. So people are defending this. All right, Game Freak getting ready for the Kanto release, 10 million time. $50 just for red, gold, and ruby. They have a valid complaint. Big ups right there. And why not just make it with the enhanced versions, aside from it obviously being fake? So mixed reactions across the board, but people wanting this. My friends wanting this. Also my brother, the Ace Trainer Troy. He was like, "Yo, that would get me back into Pokemon." I'm still blown away by what I've heard recently about this. Especially because these individuals are not involved in Pokemon at all right now. They don't have Pokemon Home. They didn't play Pokemon Sword and Shield. I think the last games they played were like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which makes it even weirder. So you play the Generation 3 remakes to go straight into Ruby version after Gold and Silver and Red and Blue were available on the Virtual Console, on the console you played the remakes on. Because I've given my thoughts about this. If this is a March release, or if it's like announced and released on the 25th anniversary of Pokemon, I have no problems with this. As long as this does not take away any game development resources from other Pokemon games and just kind of exists neutrally, I think it's pretty cool. And then it does kind of give some modernization, some easier access to Pokemon Home. I really don't like going into my Nintendo 3DS to like transfer into bank and then transfer into home and then deal with my launch day system that is barely alive anymore. If I close my 3DS too hard, it'll turn off. If it's closed for too long, it will turn off. Now, it's not like, oh, if it's closed for an hour or something. Like, if it's closed for 3 days in sleep mode, it'll just power down. Like, it'll just shut itself off. This thing is on its last leg. So, yeah, having everything in one place with the Nintendo Switch being as nice as it's been for the last couple of years, I'm okay with it. I think it's pretty cool. But I also don't like the idea of starting another red and blue save file or doing everything gold and silver again. I kind of have the nice setup that I really like, and I don't want to do it again. And after Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, what's the point of Ruby version? Where's my Diamond and Pearl? I guess it kind of opens up for the remakes, but that puts Generation 5 in a weird spot. And then that somehow puts Pokemon X and Y in a really weird spot because it's the last generation console games, but Nintendo has pretty much given up on the 3DS. They're not making any more games, they're not making any more consoles, and if you go to the Nintendo website, it's just gone. Now, it's been like that for a couple months, and a lot of people have already, like, broken the news on that, but yeah, like, 3DS is out, Virtual Console, like, where's the GameCube Virtual Console on the Nintendo Switch? Nintendo's done some great things with the Nintendo Switch, but it really feels like they're still allergic to money, and then when you do something like this, it's somewhere in between being cheap, but also a cash grab. Because everyone wants, like, you know, the classic collection of Pokemon games on one game. Like, if they put Black and White and Diamond and Pearl on this, it would sell unbelievably, and that would be like the ultimate cash grab, but it'd be so much fan service that people wouldn't care that it's a cash grab. This, it's just super out of place, but people want it a lot. Everyone I've talked to wants this. There were YouTube comments of people being mad at me because I was slightly negative towards these games. Again, I have no idea. And it's also one of those things that upsets me because I don't see this being the best case scenario. The best case scenario would be a remaster, but the way that this sounds, if it's real, even though we all know it isn't, is that they're just kind of porting it Virtual Console style onto a disc or onto a cartridge, good luck, have fun, but they're missing the good games. You know, where's Diamond and Pearl version? I know we have the Generation 4 remakes probably most likely coming up at some point, but I would honestly give up Generation 4 remakes. I would give up Let's Go Johto if this was our main game, but it had everything. We had Generations 1 through 5, and they were also updated. I feel like they need to be remastered in a way. Not graphics-wise, but gameplay-wise, functionality-wise. That if there was actually, like, online battling, like a battle stadium, or even like a separate thing, like it just kind of reads into your save file. Like, it's not like you go into Blue version, then you go into the Pokemon Center, and then it connects you to the Battle Stadium. No, maybe there's like an extra menu option on the title select screen when you're actually selecting your game, where you can go, hey, I want to do competitive Blue version. It reads your save file, lets you build a battle team from there. That would kind of be the greatest thing ever. Then you could play like Generation 1 only meta, Generation 2, so on and so forth. Relive Generation 4 or 5 metagame from the work you put into your game, and then it would have its own unique experience from what is brought by the Nintendo Switch and the modernization. It would almost feel more stable in its own way, and then there's also the decade or so of information we've learned about the games that can now be applied in a modern context that actually means something. Now you have to like go back to your original games, which don't have really any online anymore, or you have to use a ROM, which Nintendo really doesn't like, and then you don't really get anything out of it. But now it like kind of all connect, it goes into Pokemon Home, so your work isn't lost either. Like that work actively applies. So I mean, you could play that game for the next year, and then whenever the Generation 4 remakes or the Generation 9 game or whatever ends up coming out, you know, you're actually going to feel satisfied in the work that you've accomplished being able to carry over. So kind of you can have that spiritual successor working with Pokemon Home, but the people that want this don't even want Pokemon Home or Diamond and Pearl remakes or Generation 5 on it. They just want red, blue, yellow, well not even yellow, they just want the games. And every time I say that, it's just, I can't figure it out. I guess I really just need to know what you guys think so I can get an understanding of what's going on in this crazy, crazy world. Did you share my video with your friends like you should have? Like, comment, subscribe? What were their thoughts? There's so much of a disconnect. You know, there's the super entitled, bratty fan base that wants to hack their games, just have everything handed to them. By the way, bring back National Dex and all that. Then there's the diehard Pokemon fans that are going to buy this no matter how pitiful it is. And then there's also people that want to be Pokemon fans, but they haven't been Pokemon fans for a really long time. They just kind of phase in and out of the franchise, and they're also down with this. And then there's just kind of people in the middle. They're like, I mean, it's okay, but I kind of hate it too, so I'll just pass. You know, there's so much of a split in the Pokemon community that I don't know what the consensus is anymore, because there really isn't one. But I was still surprised by how much favor this got with such a variety of people that, yeah, it's some pretty crazy stuff. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.